I am finally going to be doing what I set out to do with this channel, which is hopefully tracking a proper weight loss journey. Hello again, YouTube. Well, I'm back. Yes, over the last few months I've been, I should say, consistently inconsistent with my uploads. I quite like that, consistently inconsistent. I might make that a strapline for the channel. Yeah, but basically I just stopped making videos. And the reason for that was I lost my mojo. It does happen. And I kind of got into a bit of a rut, if I'm honest. And I kind of stopped making videos. I put on more timber. I kind of fell off the training plan. And it was just a generally crappy time. Now, I guess you can attribute these things to a multitude of external factors. Stressful domestic situation over the last few years since Dad died. Stressful job and all that going on. But at the end of the day, I think you've just got to own it. It was down to me. This one was on me. It was lifestyle. So I was eating the wrong things. I wasn't training hard enough. I was just kind of losing interest in what I was doing. But there was one big F up that I made. And that was over the last few years, as things have been stressful with the domestic situation, I, in the evening, would just like have a beer to chill out. And before I knew it, one beer became 2 beers, became 3 beers, became 4. And then I thought, yeah, don't worry, let's do that a couple of times a week. That's fine. And then that couple of times a week becomes 3 times a week. And then 3 times a week becomes 4 times a week. Before you know it, practically every night, I'm putting down 5 cans of beer and just waking up feeling like crap. Now, the problem with that is, we all know the problem with that. You should not be drinking 5 cans of beer a night. And just think of the calorie consumption there. You know what you're talking, standard can of beer, 200, 250 calories a can. So let's just say conservatively 200 a can. What's that, 1,000 calories you're drinking? And even if you've been out and beaten the crap out of yourself on the bike or had a decent run, decent weight set, you ain't going to be burning that sort of energy. So basically all you're doing is taking in dead calories that you're going to store. And it's even worse than that with alcohol, because you put all of this crap into your body, all this alcohol into your body, and then your liver sees it immediately as a poison and says, got to get rid of that. And it kind of gets prioritized. So your liver says, sorry, fat digestion and extracting nutrients from food and all the stuff that I'm here for, I got to get rid of this. So basically, consequently, that's why when you drink a lot of beer or any alcohol for that matter, you store fat. And so it was with me, like I say, it kind of crept on over the last few years. And I'll be honest with you, kind of, when it was 1 or 2 cans an evening, that wasn't a problem. Wasn't really putting on any weight, but it's kind of that incremental thing that you do. And I think I saw Adrian Charles interviewed about drinking, and he said he nailed it. He said that, take a glass of wine. You'll have 1 glass of wine and you feel kind of good. You get that kind of toasty glow that you get off your first drink. And then you want that again, so you have another, but you're not going to get it. So you've had a second and you think, I'll try a third. And that's kind of how it goes. Now, I don't consider myself a drinker. I don't consider myself an alcoholic or anything like that. And definitely, I put some solace in the fact that I got to a point where I just thought, I really am not enjoying this. I remember sitting there with a can of Old Speckled Hen. Used to be my favourite tipple. And I poured it into a glass. And I was sitting there just trying to chill out, watching a bit of YouTube or something and drinking this stuff. And I thought, this is just bitter, fizzy water. There was nothing really good about it. So, let's wind the clock forward till about 4 weeks ago, where I just said, enough is enough. I don't enjoy this. And here's the weird thing. Even though I enjoy, a beer in the evening, I enjoy a beer. I don't necessarily enjoy the alcohol per se. I don't drink to get drunk. I just used to drink. It was kind of the hand-to-mouth thing. You know, a lot of smokers will tell you that it's the old, you know, you light a fag, you put it up to your mouth, you consume it, and that becomes part of the habit, part of the ritual. And so it was with me. So I just thought, I'm just going to knock it on the head, which I did successfully. But I must admit, I was kind of missing just that little treat to myself, shall I say, in the evening of just having a beer. Until I found this. Guinness Zero. A miracle in a can. I must admit, I'd seen this stuff in Tesco's. I saw it in there, a good few months back, and I thought, that's worth a go. But I'd always said to myself, it's just going to taste horrible. You know, I've tried alcohol-free beers before, and the only one I really sort of kind of had any respect for, shall I say, was Erdinger. And, you know, that was all right. In fact, I remember going to a couple of triathlons, I think, where they were giving that away as a recovery drink. So it was all right. Wasn't anything special. But I must admit, the first time I tried this stuff, I was blown away. Had you blindfolded me and told me that you just poured me a can of standard draft Guinness, I would have believed you. That tastes so good. And here's the best part. It's 0% alcohol. I mean, it's what? 0.05% alcohol. There's probably more alcohol in cheese or something than there is in that. You've got, in each can, you're only in for about 3 grams of sugar, absolutely no fat, and 75 calories. So you compare the 75 calories a can that you get in there with the potentially 200, 250 calories a can you'd get from the other crap I was drinking. And you can see that on its own, you know, even if you just switched to this and made no other lifestyle changes, that's a winner, because immediately you've stopped putting alcohol into your body. So you've given your liver a break. So now your liver's free to do livery things. But more importantly, you're putting far fewer calories into your body. Now, I find this so good that I can happily sit there. The taste is so good, I will happily sit there all evening with just a couple of cans of that. So contrast that with what I was potentially doing before. Potentially 1,000 or, 1,500 calories, shall we say, in crap that I was buying from the local shop and drinking. You contrast that with the, 150 calories. You could drink a 4-pack of that and get 300 calories. In fact, a 4-pack of this is equivalent to like 1.5 cans of standard beer. So, just do the simple math on that. That in itself is a win. But like I say, the real win is you're not putting a poison into your body and your body's feeling good about it. And I have to be honest. I have not felt so good in years. I've not slept so well. I use the Garmin 945 and I love the metrics on there. I love the body battery. I love the sleep tracking and what have you. And since I knocked alcohol on the head completely, sleep tracking is like, I get a good rating every morning. Most mornings, if I'd have had a beer, you can guarantee that would have been a fair or poor. But the one thing I notice is in an evening where I'd had, shall we say, 5 cans of beer, you'd wake up and your body battery would be anywhere from mid-20s to potentially 50 if you were lucky. Whereas this right now, I'm waking up and without a word of a lie, a solid 98 to 100 every morning. So you feel better, you've got more energy to get motivated and do stuff. And consequently, I have. I've been out, I've been hitting the watt bike every day for the last month. If I haven't been on the watt bike, I've been out on the road bike, and I'm just really feeling the gains from that as well. But more importantly, I've lost at the moment about 7 kilos in a month. So that's a stone in old money. What's that, 14, 15 pounds, something like that, to our friends across the pond. So yeah, a ton of benefits. So yes, in addition to the lifestyle changes I've made there, I've also made some changes to my training setup. I've changed the Apple TV for a Mac Mini. I have bought myself a bike rack, possibly the best bike rack I've ever bought, to get myself further afield riding on my bike. Over the last few years, I've just fallen into doing my local loops, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm a big fan of it. You get a mechanical on my local loops. I'm never at any point more than, say, shall we say, 6 miles from home. You can walk home. In fact, I've done it. In fact, I made a video where I split a tyre open on the mountain bike and had to walk it home, you know. So at no point are you a non-walkable distance from home. However, I just really yearn for a bit of variety. So I've decided to, on the weekend, start putting the bike on the car, going a little bit further afield to where I know there are some decent lanes and some decent hills, and getting myself back into those. I've also bought a really decadent, expensive fan for the plane cave. I bought one of those kicker headwind fans. So yeah, there's been lots going on. And what I want to do is, now I'm back into the groove of making YouTube videos, is I want to talk about those things. Now, I'm not going to do that all in one video, obviously, because, I mean, for Christ's sake, we've nearly been here 10 minutes, and all I've done is told you why I haven't made videos and talked about a can of beer, albeit a wonderful can of beer. Guinness, I'm loving your work. But yeah, I'm going to be making these videos over the coming weeks, and I'm going to be reviewing each of those things. But also, I am finally going to be doing what I set out to do with this channel, which is hopefully tracking a proper weight loss journey. I also am thinking of doing a bit of live streaming, which drove the decision to go to a Mac Mini in the Pain Cave. Some time ago, I set up a Zwift club, and then I've done nothing with it. Now, I had the best of intentions when I set it up, and the intent is to put together some group rides that are literally about getting together, spinning the pedals, burning some calories in a kind of non-threatening manner. These won't be Zwift races. Think of this as a decent spirited group ride, where you can just burn some calories, not be there to prove anything, not be there to beat yourself up or beat anyone else up on a Sunday morning. But also, I did think I might just stream some of my midweek evening sessions. You know, I mean, what can be more fun than watching a fat bloke ride slowly up a hill and talk about life, the universe and everything? So that's the plan. Definitely, I think I'm going to be vlogging more often, and my goal and intent is to get this timber off, and get myself back to a place where, you know, I'm doing triathlon again properly, and just enjoying stuff again. I've taken the first big step towards it with knocking alcohol on the head. Like I say, not that I ever thought of myself as a drinker, but I guess it's easy to become one. And so, you know, that's the first big step towards it. Even though this channel is called The Fat Triathlete, I don't want that to be the definition of this channel. I want this to be a more positive thing about the fat bloke that busted the fat, rather than just, you know, sort of wallowing in my own excess timber. But anyway, I'm waffling now, so I will shut up and go away. If you've made it this far, as always, you have my utmost respect and gratitude. If you are a subscriber and you haven't effed off in the meantime whilst I've been wallowing in self-pity, thank you very much. And I hope to repay that with some decent content going forward. Take care, YouTube. Catch you in the next one.